So after Hinata got immediately smacked by Neji, we immediately go into Rock Lee versus Gaara. Rock Lee versus Gaara is one of the most pivotal, one of the most influential, one of the most exciting fights in anime history. It had all of these extraordinary cultural moments. And when they get to the arena, Lee looks ready to fight. He is calm, cool, collected. He is very agile. He's like, oh, like, guys, I got this. While Gaara over there, Gaara looks menacing. Gaara in his face, he looks like he's ready to kill somebody. Even Tamari and Kankuro pick up on it. He might kill this guy. Like, this might get bad. And at the beginning of this fight, it seemed like everything Lee was doing was not working at all. This man would throw a kick, wasn't working. He would throw a punch, it wasn't working. He'd throw a shuriken, it wasn't working. A kunai, it wasn't working. No matter what he did, Gaara Sand countered. And Gaara Sand is protected by his mother and the Jinchuriki, which the Jinchuriki stuff don't really come up until later, but the mother stuff is kind of prevalent in this situation. And he gets to that top of the statue, the famous Chunin exam room, that very statue at the top, the one that's doing the hand sign. He gets to the tippity top point, and Guy is like, Lee, let him have it. Lee's looking at Guy Sensei, bro, are you sure I should do this? You said I should only do this when it comes to protecting people and the village in danger. Guys, bro, it don't matter. Right now is the time you should use it, and I'm giving you the permission to use it, so do it. And you see Lee, everybody confused. Hokage confused, Kakashi confused, Naruto, everybody in the building confused. But Guy knew what was going to happen. He takes off the weights. He puts them up, shoulder to shoulder, doing lateral raises or some shit. And when he drops those weights, you can hear in Tamari's head. She's like, man, ain't nobody care about them weights. Them shits hit the floor. Even Gaara's face was shocked. He was like, what? And you see Lee with the quickness that we never seen anybody in Naruto up until this point run at that type of speed. Bro, Lee was dashing on Gaara. Through the sand, boom, one hit, boom, goes away, boom, he's there, boom, he's there, boom, he's there, boom, he's there, boom, 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 boom. It's nuts. And he's going crazy. But even when Lee was quick enough, it still feel like he couldn't do anything. And watching this, rewatching this, it reminded me how OP Gaara truly was. Gaara was always just standing there and he let the sand do all the work. Now, Gaara's character gets killed pretty much halfway through part 1 of Naruto, but this point in time, when Gaara was pretty much introduced, because he was kind of introduced in the Forest of Death, but when you actually see him in a fight, when he actually got hurt, it was like, whoa. But they only use this moment to show off Gaara's power. And I hate that for Lee, because Lee's a great character. Lee's an important character in Naruto. To me, at least in part 1. He's an important character up to a certain point. And they only use Lee to really just show how powerful Gaara is. And it sucks because Lee can't use ninjutsu or genjutsu. So really, are you showing truly what he can do? Because when he fights Sasuke, it's a whole different story. But we'll get to that. And also during this match, like I said, before this match started, Gaara already had that look in his eye like he was searching for blood. He really was trying to kill Lee in this fight. And I literally forgot how much he was trying to kill Lee. No, he was at the end of his career, but he was trying to kill him. Say no more, you're gone off the map, see you later, no revives type thing. And another iconic moment in this fight, when Rock Lee hitting him with the speed boom, and then he hits him with the same kick he used to Sasuke. And Lee, and Gaara blocked it. He was able to block it for a second, but Lee just came up quicker and he kept kicking him high enough to get him to a certain point. The sand could even catch up. And then he hits him with the primary lotus. The same move he was going to hit Sasuke, but Guy Sensei stopped him. He hits him with the primary lotus. Wow. But just in the nick of time, that sand saves Gaara. And that is one of the moments I was like, damn, Lee, they are trying to hold you, my brother. Also in this fight, it goes back to Lee's backstory a little bit. And Lee had a really sad-ass backstory, man. He is really probably the most relatable character in Naruto. Not because he's the most relatable character in Naruto, because of just his pure hard work and determination of completing a goal. Now, he's not like Itachi, he's not like Sasuke, he's not like Minato, he's not like Kakashi, Naruto to even an extent. He's not talented like those guys. Shit, even like Guy Sensei to an extent. He's not talented like those guys. Lee's not that. But the sheer fact that he wanted to work hard just to become a ninja. He wasn't even trying to become Hokage. He wasn't even trying to become this super S-rank ninja. He just said, look, I want to be the ninja like everybody else. But because I can't do these certain things, people look at me like I'm crazy. But he still ended up doing this. And guys, Sensei's explaining this. Look, Kakashi, I know you were talking about the 8 inner gates, which was a cool thing that they actually showed lessons in Naruto. They got to do that more in anime. Actually explain abilities. Anyway, but he was telling Kakashi, oh, you don't know Lee like I do. You don't know the kid that was over here after the academy and being in the forest and fighting and training and doing all these push-ups and sit-ups and jump ropes and doing it till it literally broke him. All because he just wanted to be a ninja. All because he wanted to prove people wrong. And maybe even to an extent prove himself wrong. So Lee's just a very relatable character to where you can really relate to his story. I think it's cool that there's a character in Naruto that's not like everybody else, but he can still be on the same level. Because among the Genin, Lee's probably top 5 most powerful characters at this point. At least among the Genin. So, well, Leaf Genin. Not all the Genin, but Leaf Genin for sure. And another little thing about Lee's backstory, I love that Guy took him under his wing. Because Guy really saw Lee in himself. Or he saw himself in Lee. But the fact that he was watching them do all this and he was like, I'm willing to teach you how to be the best taijutsu fighter in the world and be the best ninja you could ever be, and teaching you the 8 gates, which, side note, 8 gates, one of the craziest power-ups in all of anime. When Lee opens up the 8 gates, when he opens up, I believe he got to the 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. Another iconic moment. That 3 iconic moments in this fight alone. And he really was bopping Gaara, bouncing him like a volleyball all over the place. Boom, just knocking him out to the point where I'm like, damn, Gaara should lose. He should lose. And when Lee hit him with the hidden lotus, everyone's, oh my God, I'm thinking, bro, that should be it. Everybody in the building thinking it should be it. And the fact that the damn sand still was able to finish him off. Insane work, bro. Lee got done in the worst way. There is no way Gaara should have won this fight. But like I said in the beginning of this video, only Lee was to show off how powerful Gaara can be. How much of a BS character they could pull off with Gaara. And they managed to do that. At the expense of my boy Rock Lee. He ended his career. At the point in time which we were watching this as kids, his hand and his leg was broken, and at the end of the fight, which Guy Sensei stopped because Gaara was trying to go for the super kill. He was trying to end it, like I said, he was trying to get him off the map. No revives, GG's, you know what I'm saying? To the point where Guy stopped the fight, and when he was putting him on the stretcher, before he put him on the stretcher, actually, Lee tries to keep fighting. The man is getting up, he is doing the pose, and he is unconscious because of his will to fight. And Guy is over here, everybody's shocked, and Guy is over here like, bro, please, you don't have to fight no more. It's over, you lost. And Guy is over here hugging him and crying his eyes out because of just his sheer will and determination to prove people that he can be a ninja. And with this fight, yes, it was used to show off how powerful Gaara is. Lee still accomplished his goal at the end of the day. Honestly, I think he gained more respect. And I remember being a kid watching this and thinking, wow, he really did prove to people that he could be this ninja. And there was discourse about how much Rock Lee was beloved. There's still a lot of discourse how much Rock Lee is beloved today. And at some point, he does come back into the fold. And he does have some important moments after that, but it's this moment right here. This Rock Lee versus Gaara fight was so pivotal to the anime world, to the Naruto world, and to us anime fans. Like, it's such a fight where you can literally rewatch it and be like, wow, this was really good. Even though Lee's pretty much carrying this whole time, because Gaara doesn't really like fight with his hands, he just uses his hands to do whatever. But watching Lee just fight back and forth, just keep moving, just to get this win off, just to prove to people he can do this. All praises go to Rock Lee, man. That was a fire fight. 10 out of 10 for me. One of my favorite fights ever. But if you're new to the video, well, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment a video you want me to make, maybe? Or comment that you made it to the end of this video. Or comment at some point in this video. How about that? I appreciate y'all. Road to 100 subscribers, and I'll see you in the next video.